and thanks for joining me. My husband and I have been traveling all over Europe on our road trip from Turkey, and even though we didn't have a specific destination in mind, I just knew that we had to stop at one of my favorite places. I never get tired of Bruges. No matter the season, I've always found it absolutely charming. It's one of those places where I just know I would love to live at some point in my life. It has so many things going for it. It's small and easily walkable, it's full of history, has a ton of beautiful old brick buildings, lots of wonderful museums and points of interest. I really could go on, but I'll just let you see for yourself. We stopped for a quick break along the outer canal, sitting just on the edge of the old city. From our table, we happily people-watched while enjoying a drink. For centuries, the canals provided a route to the sea, turning Bruges into a thriving hub of trade and commerce. In my previous visits, I only ever witnessed touristic boats using these waterways, but this time we watched working barges pass through. These long, skinny vessels carrying cargo were a small reminder that the canals here aren't just a part of the scenery, but are alive with purpose, just as they have been for centuries. A peaceful walkway wraps around the historic city center of Bruges, which is recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. While the heart of the city can get quite busy with tourists, this path tends to stay fairly quiet, and it's the perfect place to stretch your legs and soak in the beautiful weather. Along the way, there are a few old windmills, and I'm not sure if they still serve a purpose, but regardless, they're lovely to see. As I was walking through the Brugge, which is one of the oldest squares of Bruges, I decided to stop into the Basilica of the Holy Blood. It's a small church that holds a relic that some believe contains the blood of Christ. The relic is actually on display only for a few hours each day, so I didn't get a chance to see it up close, but still, this small basilica was worth the stop. During During busier times of the year, the city center can be pretty crowded, and as much as I love enjoying the views the main squares have to offer, I've been lucky enough to visit them many times in the past, so instead I made my way through the crowds and onto the areas with fewer people. Tucked quietly into the heart of Bruges, the Church of Our Lady is a Gothic beauty that has stood here for nearly 800 years. At over 115 meters, it's one of the tallest brick towers in the world, and its spires dominate the skyline. The interior is bright and welcoming. Throughout the space, Flemish artwork decorates the walls. There's painted altarpieces, worn frescoes, and golden details that catch the light streaming through the arched windows. Like other churches, it's free to enter. However, some areas of the church operate as a museum, and for a small fee, you can buy a ticket. I don't remember visiting this museum in the past, so I thought I should check it out while I was here. A carved wooden balcony looks out over the nave and connects the church to the neighboring Gruuthuse Palace. This private gallery allowed the Gruuthuse family to attend Mass without ever having to actually enter the church itself. At the heart of the church is perhaps its most well-known and remarkable piece of art, a marble sculpture of Madonna and Child by Michelangelo. It's said to be his only piece of art to have left Italy during his lifetime. Just steps from the Church of Our Lady is the Gruuthuse Museum. The museum showcases beautifully preserved relics of Bruges' noble past and is housed in a medieval palace. I remember visiting Bruges for the first time in the fall, and so many of the bricks surrounding the courtyard were covered in vines with the deepest of red leaves. But it's not just the exterior that's beautiful. The museum was even recently awarded as the most welcoming museum of Europe, and I can see why. The interior is very well kept, clean, and the displays are well organized. Many of the rooms feature a rich paint color, which I really think enhances the experience. And despite busy scenes of tourists that I could see outside, I was actually surprised at how few people there were in the museum. For much of the time, I was actually completely alone. I'm not complaining one bit, but especially given the reasonable admission fee, I think this museum is a must-see. The collection details the history of Bruges through various items like wooden sculptures, rich Flemish paintings, works of intricate lace, and what I thought was most interesting were all of the tapestries. The art of tapestry weaving was part of a wider tradition across the region, and because Bruges was once an important center for trade, there are plenty of examples of this detailed craft. Tapestries were often commissioned by wealthy families and were seen as a status symbol. In addition, tapestries also served a more practical purpose of providing warmth when hung in drafty rooms made of stone. Also accessible in the Gruuthuse Museum is the balcony which I had referenced earlier that overlooks the neighboring Church of Our Lady, where the Gruuthuse family could attend church from above, in seclusion. A visit to the museum also offers you what they call the most beautiful view in Bruges, and I couldn't agree more. This little area next to the canal, with all of the charming architecture surrounding you, is one of my favorite spots in Bruges. Wandering the streets of Bruges is my favorite way to explore. Even something as simple as window shopping the displays of lace and tapestry feels like a special experience. So gentle. I've visited Bruges in every season, and while summer is definitely the busiest, I love that it's still easy to find quiet corners. You just need to know when and where to look. Even though I arrived to Bruges without a plan, I knew I'd be stopping at my favorite chocolate shop. I don't think you can ever really go wrong with Belgian chocolate, but this place is my go-to. And after picking out a few gifts and some treats for myself, I headed over to their tea room next door to enjoy a 96% dark hot chocolate. It's the only hot drink I'll happily sip in warm weather. our way to another must-visit spot in Bruges, the Beguinage. It's a place that can get crowded with tour groups, but again, if you time it right, especially in the late afternoon, you can sometimes even have the place nearly to yourself. This small complex with its white-painted brick houses and simple church surround a peaceful courtyard. It was founded in the 13th century as a religious community for women. And despite its popularity, it's always felt like a hidden oasis to me. Calm, quiet, and one of my favorite places in all of Bruges. As we were wrapping up our day in Bruges, we headed back to one of the most picturesque spots along the canal. Although this area was full of people just a few hours earlier, it had now emptied out and we could enjoy the views that are just so quintessentially Bruges. I hope you enjoyed this little walk around Bruges and found it as peaceful as I did. Don't forget to check out my previous video on Bruges, and if you'd like to see more from my perspective and see where I head next, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel and giving this video a thumbs up. Until next time, thanks!